lined up against a wall, facing a death sentence, but not before the Nazis photographed them and circulated their picture to blacken them as common criminals. Murderers with a ringleader, Missak Manouchian. The reality was a heroic story of immigrants who took up arms in the French Resistance to defend their adopted country. In German-occupied Paris, a small number of people opted for armed struggles, communist resistors, among them a group made up entirely of immigrants. Missak Manouchian was a survivor of the 1915 Armenian genocide. He saw his father shot dead by Ottoman soldiers and his mother die of hunger. Inspired by a love for Victor Hugo, whom he had read as a boy in a Lebanese orphanage, Manouchian immigrated to France at the age of 20. He was in turn a factory worker, a poet in Armenian literary circles, and a Communist Party member. In 1942, he joined the Frontières Partisans, the communist resistance group, Section MOI, or Immigrant Workforce.
He took part in the early operations, first in surveillance, and then on the 17th of March 1943, he took part in his first big armed action against a German military detachment. He became the military chief of the FTP-MOI.
In the space of 6 months, Manouchian and his men carried out 100 attacks, the most notable of which was the assassination of this SS officer, head of the Forced Labour Department. But on the 23rd of November 1943, the group's members were arrested. It was French police who did the dirty work on behalf of the Nazis.
These men and their wives were identified, tailed for months, rounded up and arrested between January and November of 1943.
The whole Manouchian network was taken down. They were prosecuted in a big show trial orchestrated by the Nazis. All were sentenced to death. On February 21st, 1944, the Manouchian group were executed by firing squad at Fort Mont-Valérien, west of Paris. Shortly before his death, Missak wrote a famous letter to his wife Mélinée, a fellow Armenian orphan, who would survive him by more than 3 decades, dying in 1989.